Hello and welcome back to the MindTrek.net game server. This will be part 2 of the TOS build tour, work in progress. Currently, GuardianOfForever is currently working on it. I believe he has a small build team. Anyways, we're working our way into the neck area of the ship. These are the locking latches that were discussed in the last episode. What I'm going to do is go over here and go up a deck. As you can see, this here is deck 7, and right here is deck 8. Here is the Jeffrey Stoop. Come around down through here, and then up a little bit. We got a little service area here. Come back down. You can see through here. Now, if the ship is separated, this section here basically would just decouple from the ship, and the ship would fly away, and this would be, you know, what it is, a little open area here. This actually, I think, might be the emergency release controls for the latch, so keep that in mind. Anyways, just going down here to deck 9. There's not a lot of room in the neck area of the ship, so keep that in mind as you look around through here. It's kind of a tight fit. Nothing really can be done about that, but you do get you get these little lounges and stuff in through here. Look really nice, have a really nice feel to them. Come back through this way here. Most of the lounge stuff, most of the neck is considered a lounge area anyways, so yeah, we'll take the Jeffrey Stoop down one more deck and do another kind of a storage area, it looks like. Yep, more or less a storage damage control area, so I don't think there'll be a lock down here. This will probably be set aside for maintenance and stuff like that. Very cool, very cool. We'll go down one more, take a look here. Sorry about that, my mouse glitched. Deck 11. This is where the turbo lift would come down and then transition back in one of its first dog legs. More damage control supplies. And I think there's a small lounge up here, obviously. Very cool. Lots of places to kick back if you're on a 5-year mission. You're going to definitely need to mix it up a little bit to have little spaces to keep your sanity, because if you're stuck on side of a very small ship like this in space for 5 years, yeah, you're definitely going to want a variety of places to go and stuff. There's a bathroom or a head back in here. That's pretty clever. Put a head back in there. I would have never thought to do that. And then back through here, it looks like it's probably just a service way. At some point, I'm sure if it had to be there, like make a little hatch or something right there. So that's what I'd do. I'd put a little hatch or something right here if I was designing the ship and I had this space here, because that would be the best place for it. Let's go ahead and take another, very interesting. Come down here to the next deck. More of the same. More of a lounge area. Take a look back here. More emergency supplies. Very cool. And drop down. Deck 14. I don't want to go too far. This is the area he was working in when I was last on. He was working in deck 14 here, just getting stuff all situated and figured out. God, he did a really nice job through. He has a really good feel to it. You feel like you're in an engineering area, but still, you know, lots to see, lots to look around. Very cool. Now this here, we'll go down there in just a second. Leads down to the warp core, as you can see it below us here. Goes back to the pylons, so we're actually kind of above engineering, or part of engineering anyways. Then you got these ladders. I remember when I set up this area originally, there were a bunch of tanks and things around here, and we had so much room that I had to come up with reasons for things being where they were at, and I'm so happy that Guardian was able to keep some of that detail and expand upon it and give this room quite a good feel to it. I gotta admit, I really like the color scheme he went with here. It's very nicely done. Work our way forward here. These are Jeffrey Stoops, of course, and this one here goes down to the main engineering. And this is the one that comes from the neck, from the main hull down. So we won't be using that one anymore unless we decide to go back up. Let's go over here, and that's pretty much all that's on deck 14. It's mainly just machinery and stuff. Let's go down here to deck 15. I don't want to get around too much on deck 15 here because I would give away a little bit of what deck 15 is. Needless to say, that goes down into main engineering. This is a little EVA locker. It's Jeffrey Stoop system here. This is a battery room. Again, you know me, I'm not a fan of having windows because the enemy's like, oh, that's a battery room, target him there. But in this case, there's nothing else you could do. This is what this room is, but that's exactly what's going to be here. Again, Guardian did a lot of keeping the details. Look at the roof and stuff like that. This is just, you look through here, you don't really think that this much detail could be packed into something made with Minecraft, but here it is. You get all these other builds, they look great on the outside, but when you open them up on the inside, they're like either empty or really shittily laid out, no details, and it just draws you out of it. But man, the detail they're putting into this stuff is just amazing. Look at all this. All 100% redesigned, and it looks fantastic. Has a very, very nice feel in these rooms. Even if you're in space here in these rooms, you get a certain level of comfort when you come through here. I don't know, it just has a very appealing, warm feel to it. And we step under, whoops, if I can do it, we come under the warp conduit here, which comes from the warp reactor, or impulse reactor. Not sure exactly which. It's been so long since I initially set this system up. And it goes out to the pylons. Now, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and work our way up to the pylon. And you note these little areas here. If you remember a couple of the episodes, you see Scotty laying on his side working on that stuff. Well, that's what he was working on. He's sticking his arms in here and trying to do adjusting and stuff like that. That's kind of what he was working on. Let me take a ladder, go all the way up here. And I don't know how far he's gotten on redesigning these nacelles, but so far, check it out. A lot of work has definitely been done in these nacelles. A lot of detail work has been done in here. I can tell you straight up, look at that. It's amazing the amount of detail that's just been packed in here since the last time I've been here. Literally, it's been over a year or more since I've been in these nacelles, and I can tell you from what I remember of them, this is just incredible updating material of these things. Even the Bizarre Collector has been completely updated. Check all that out and listen. There be lava. But yeah, I really love this. This is awesome. See if we can get back to the coils. If I can get up over that. Check out the coils. Get down in here. See it like we're actually touring the ship. The coils are up above us. You gotta love it. It's just really nicely done. Actually, I want to see these coils from the sides now. Well, I guess there's a catwalk here too. Yeah, there is a catwalk. Check it out. Got a catwalk along here. There's the ladder back there. I didn't even see it. All the coils are in. All the detail between the coils. It's really, really well done. Here's the inside of the coils. Check this out. I know there will be some people out there who will have to say negative things about it, but hey, those haters can just hate all they want. I think this looks fantastic. Here's one of the stairs or ladders that goes up to the catwalks and stuff. Very cool indeed. You can see the power lines that bring auxiliary power up to the system. Same thing on this side. I wondered if he actually kept my my other side. Yep, looks like he did. Check it out, folks. I apologize, my throat's a little sore at the moment. A little parched, I would say. But yeah, you see these windows that were in the show? Now we know what they're for. Little areas for us, the Jeffries troop and stuff like that to work down. I'm glad he kept this stuff in here, because this it's one of those things where we had to explain why there were windows. Now we have an excuse for having the windows. Little Jeffries tubes. I'm curious, I forget how they link up down at the bottom here, so I'm kind of wanting to see how that happens. Check it out. Very cool, very cool. Damage control and emergency supply locker. Check that out. I love it. Very clever. Very clever indeed. I'm going to cross over to the starboard side here. And we're on the other side of the nacelle. Now we can step back through and back down. See, all this stuff, all these little detail things were thought of. You know, either in the initial design or in the revamp, including like, you know, little ladders going down into here and stuff like that. All this detail was just put in through because people care about what they're doing. They enjoy the build process. They try to think of cool things to do and how to add stuff. And it is really just very neat. So go through here and see where this leads us. I know where it goes, I'm just saying. Very neat. Yeah, you remember a couple of episodes of Star Trek where they're up in this one room and you look out and you look over the impulse bay? Doesn't that remind you of this? Yes, it does. It does, really. Really well done. That's your forward part of your, I think this is the sensor suite or something, I'm not sure, probably labeled out here. But we're in a corridor, so it doesn't really matter. More damage control stuff. Back to the battery room where we just came from. Anyways, so we came out of the turbo lift, and you can come down forward here, and then you're in the upper part of the main warp region room of the ship. We'll go down there on the next deck tour here in a second. Get your little areas here and stuff. Let's see if there's anything back on that turbo lift. I don't think there is. Let's go ahead and go back on the turbo lift, and then we'll come forward and go down to the engineering deck. Nope. So, well, we'll just go down one deck here and get out. This is deck 16. We'll work our way forward. Here's the inorganic synthesizer. Again, I'm no fan of cobblestone. That's one thing I would definitely hope they change out when they revamp this area. I'm pretty sure they will. But yeah, you look at this. You just feel like you're walking along the ship. You get these windows looking out, which you never see in the actual show because obviously they'd have to have the windows made up and stuff. Deuterium processing compartment. This is for processing our deuterium and ship-wide fuel for the engines. Come along here. This is the top of the actual deflector. Little work area here. Then we come back into this side here. And then this corridor here just goes all the way down. We'll come through here and check it out here in just a second. But it actually crosses over. And here's main engineering. If you remember the one battle they're fighting and stuff like that, again, that was a set piece, and there's no real way to pull it off because it was a set piece. So, you know, set piece meets reality. This is what you end up with. I remember adding this Jeffries tube in here because we know there had to be a Jeffries tube there. So we went and put one in there. Here's main engineering. Here, I'm going to go ahead and kill Gamma Bright if I can. Here we go. You get the ambiance of this room. If you remember from older videos of the TOS, you know the story behind the impulse engine and stuff. That took me a very long time to design. And then M came through and she modified it, and it looks so much like what you see in the show. It's close to what Minecraft can be done in Minecraft can be done. But you look through here and you see all the detail. This is the top of the warp core. So all of this detail was revisited and upscaled and made much more impressive than what I originally had it set up by Guardian. This is I love this room. One of the favorite rooms on this entire build is right here. Is this main engineering? It's just a job really well done. You got your little crawl space comes through here, and then you got your ladder that goes up, of course. And then we're back out in the main corridor again. You got a couple of heads. You got an engineering diagnostic room here, which is really cool. It goes around this computer core, the auxiliary computer core. You know, check all this out. And then back into this over here, where I commented about the cobblestone just a few seconds ago. Yeah, you know, and then you got these that go up to the warp core or to the reactor core, conduit lines, and then up above. Oh, it's a shading effect. Boy, that looks pretty badass, doesn't it? But yeah, you get a nice feel. All this little extra detail, all these little Jeffries tubes, these ladders are really well thought out and placed. You know, initially done with the initial design and then modified and enhanced and made more functional with the restructure and stuff. So it's just so much detail, so much attention, so much affection for this build can be seen by just walking around and looking at it. You could tell that Guardian's team and Guardian really care about this build, and they want it to be as authentic as possible, and they're doing everything they can to pull that off, and they're just doing it brilliantly. Turbo lift repair. And then we got our little turbolift crossover right here. And you got deuterium, defense field grid generators. Look at the quality of these. Even the components are all unique. Again, there's still a lot on the ship that's being revised, so some areas are more outdated than others, but everything's getting a pass, and eventually everything will get updated. So, you know, it's just attention to detail takes time, and there's so much you want to do, but you get burned out on certain areas and you want to move on, so you just move around different areas and things get done as you move around. You check out, we're back into the hangar again. Actually, right above the hangar. At this point, we can go ahead and transition back down to the hangar. And we are back on the hangar, and this is a shuttle designed by Guardian. I think it was originally based off something Cass did, and then Guardian modified it to be more of what he feels to be a TOS shuttle. It looks really good. It has a lot of room on the inside of it, as we've seen in the first video. And of course, even a head in the hangar. You gotta love it. You don't see all this detail in the show, because in the show, it's just a real blasé looking set. But in here, it has detail, it has depth, it has purpose, form, and function. And that's what you want with a hangar. Now, I had Star Trek had more money for a complete set, or 3D technology, and the ability to do 3D back in the 60s. I'm sure this is more along the lines of what it would look like. A very busy, very, functional looking area. But you got another one on a lift here. We'll come through here. These will probably eventually be, like I said, be filled in with chairs and stuff. And this is the cargo deck. Look at that cargo deck. Isn't that just an absolute gorgeous looking setup? It is. It's just really nicely done. I don't know if these doors still work, but we'll try them. Nope, doesn't appear to be working, so these will have to be fixed as well, if they can be. Escape pods, little office areas here. Emergency damage control. Basically a room full of storage stuff. Very cool. Cargo bay monitoring room. You get to look back and see all this stuff back there. It's kind of hard to see. We'll go out on the catwalk here and take a look. There we go. Look at that. That just look good. You even have a little worker bee in there loading stuff. I love it. Go down here. Now this is just mostly a ring walk around, but you get a chance to walk around and see some of the stuff, some of the work bees and functionality, the shuttle parking bay and all that stuff. Of course, you have another turbolift access right here. And then here's the other shuttle that was on the parking bay. Walk along here for cargo and stuff. And you got these little areas back here for looks like bulkhead reinforcements and stuff like that. No area left untouched. A little access way through here. And here's the parking bay for the shuttlecraft, along with some more escape pods. And it looks like a maintenance storage facility for working on things. Fueling, more escape pods. Even a little ladder going down into a little work area down here. Of course, another one goes all the way up to the hangar. And I'll go ahead and turn Gamma Bright back on. Another fueling port for the shuttles. This should be an aft torpedo launcher. And this too should also have a hidden switch, but I don't know if it actually has been implemented yet. Originally there was one in there that you flip the switch here and it would open the torpedo launcher, but I don't know if it's been implemented yet. If not, we'll probably figure out how to do that. So there's still a lot to do, a lot of redstone stuff and things to be fixed on it. Let's go ahead and go down one more deck here, and this is the Deck 19 work bee parking. The work bees are parked, and we got a little stairwell that kind of goes up and around, and here's a little ladder and back into the parking bay. So again, there's ways around the ship, and little alcoves and little hiding places you have to look for to explore and stuff like that, just to get around. Look at this. Here's the bottom of the cargo bay. Got a transporter, turbo lifts, a work bee that we almost ran into. And you come up, got a window. Again, this little crawl space here. to this area here. Very cool, and the deflector is actually above us. We'll see that in a bit. Hasn't fixed all this yet, so this is still a working area. Work in progress area. Come through here. Here's the warp core. Goes all the way up to the bottom of engineering right there. We'll go ahead and take this Jeffries tube ladder up. All the way up. Right below the main engineering, here's the warp core. These are deuterium tanks. Main bulk deuterium for the impulse engines and for everything else. Again, our turbo lift. This is so if the warp core has to be jettisoned, I think you can jettison it. Now, this is an addition that I did originally that allowed us to have access to this, and this goes all the way up, as you've seen before, it goes all the way up to this section of the ship. So damage control. This should be, here we are, back to the main engineering entrance. And we're back down to the warp core. And then we come through here, down into here, we're in a deflector bay. This is the deflector. And we come down in here. I thought we could see more of the deflector. I could have swore we had an area where we'd see more of the deflector. Oh well. Walk along through here and we'll go down. And can't go forward, but we can go into here, which is the Arboretum area, which is redesigned. Very nicely done. Nice corridor through here, and here's the theater of the ship, main theater. You get your little area here, nice little corridor back here. And then you have your engineering emergency transporter. Very nice. Let's go down and see what we got. Oh, underside maintenance area. These are antimatter loading ports. And come up through here. And this way here. And then down here, you got all this. Very cool. You even got one more coming down here. And if you work your way up again, you're back up into this area here. We'll take this ladder up. Or actually, let's take it down and see. Just another area there. We went up that one there. Let's go up this ladder here. Yeah, this is the room I was looking for. Here we go. Main deflector. Complete with a little access room right there. Look at that. Check that out. This is the main deflector. Remember where in the last episode we were looking down at the dish? Well, now you're right behind the dish. That's what I gotta love about Minecraft. Anyways, come through here. You got a little access area up through here. Alrighty, well, there you go. There's a pretty quick tour of the secondary hull of the Enterprise TOS, the original series Enterprise. Little escape pods through here. And I do appreciate taking time to watch. And again, this is the Mindtrack.net game server. If you did like that like button for me, I greatly appreciate it. If you like us on Facebook, that'd also be greatly appreciated. Anyways, thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.